Welcome back to Fun on the Run. All right, so much conflicting info on social media. It's kind of hard to pick and choose what's right for your teen's skin. Guess what? We've got an expert to weigh in.
Well, we've all been there, the early years as teenagers where our skin begins to make changes that sometimes can be frustrating. Maybe that's you or a child or a loved one. Well, here to share some teen skincare tips is Dr. Raj Mohan from Dr. Raj Plastic Surgery in Dallas. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning, Stephanie.
Thank you for being here. I'm excited about this conversation. Okay, this trend on TikTok is going on right now where the adults are turning to social media to talk about how kids and teens are overpowering these stores and buying expensive products. Some of those products can be harmful. Why is that?
A lot of these products that are sold are actually intended for adults.
Right.
They're meant for anti-aging or they're meant for particular dermatological conditions. These are not things that children should be concerned about, and they definitely should not be using those products.
Like you said, a lot of it is anti-aging. Why is that harmful for teenagers?
So a lot of the anti-aging skincare items actually have retinols and alcohols and acids. This is meant to treat certain conditions. Young skin has a lot of collagen, a lot of elasticity. They don't need those exact products or those ingredients. What children and young teens really need is very simple. Sunscreen, moisturizer.
Okay.
If they have any acne concerns, I would recommend going to a dermatologist. But you know, the good thing about being young is you don't really have to do very much.
What does an average skincare routine look like for a teenager? You mentioned some of the sunscreen, but at night especially, what do they need?
The key things that they need is a cleanser. And then I would say in the daytime, if they really want to do something additional, moisturizer or sunscreen, especially for children that are outside a lot. And a lot of the teens that play sports, sunscreen is key.
Yeah.
The other types of skincare products that I've mentioned, they can actually do harm. They can cause severe irritation, rashes, and these are things that can have long-term effects that, you know, teens and young adults would rather not deal with.
Yeah. Okay. So if they begin using these products at an early age, what should always stick as they begin to maybe start using those anti-aging regimens maybe later on in life? What is the kind of key products that should always be in your routine?
So as they become, when I say adults, like in their early 30s or 40s, things start to change. The first thing I would say is always consult with a skincare professional, like a dermatologist or a plastic surgeon. See if there's really anything that needs to be done. And at that point, just to put it in a very simple manner, like I mentioned, every adult should have some form of cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen. And then the fourth additional component that I always say is, do you need anything for treatment? Do you have adult acne, aging concerns? Do you have any pigmentary problems? And our skin changes tremendously as we age. Of course, if there are any concerns like acne, rashes, or what have you, definitely going to a dermatologist or a surgeon is what I recommend.
Okay, so far it sounds like keep it simple when starting off and then realize kind of what is needed and what is not needed, right?
Exactly.
Doctor, those are amazing tips, especially in the day and age where everything is trending and we think we need products, but we don't actually need those products. If somebody's watching and they just want to know more information about you, where can they go?
So I have my own plastic surgery practice in Dallas. They can visit me online. My handle is Raja Mohan MD. Also my website, rajamohanmd.com. We actually specialize in aesthetic surgery of the face, breast, and body. We also, myself included, and some of my staff, we advise on skincare and other med spa treatments.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time out of your day to give us those tips. We will have everything you saw here today linked up on our website as well at cw33.com.